Hey, hi, hello. Today I will be talking about how I plan on getting back into reading after not reading for over a year. The last time I read a book, I want to say, was the 10th of January 2024. It is now the 11th of January 2025, and I have not read anything other than like news articles and blogs and things of that nature. And so the way I plan on getting back into reading is simply using my library. A lot of people do not use their library, don't have a library card. A lot of people aren't aware that you can, not for all libraries, but a lot of libraries will allow you to go to their website and get a e-library card or digital library card. You don't have to talk to anybody, you just put in your information. It's probably going to ask for like your address or whatever. Make sure that you actually live where you say you live, but you can literally use a library card to rent books online. I used to use 𝒩𝒩𝐸𝒞𝒯 for quite some time, but it kind of stopped working for me a few years back. So now I exclusively am on Libby. Libby does not have everything, but it gets the job done. It works with your library card the same way it would in real life, so you can only rent out a certain amount depending on where you're getting your card from. Depending on how many people want the book you're trying to read, it can be a little bit of a wait. Also, I am starting this YouTube series talking about the things that I will be reading, want to read, have read, so I can build community around it to kind of hold me accountable. Not really a book club of sorts, but something like that. Building a community of people, like-minded individuals that are also trying to get back into reading and are trying to read things they actually want to read and not reading what everyone else is reading / just reading to look a certain way to others. The biggest way to get back into reading, I would think, is just actually reading things you want to. I have a long list of books that I was supposed to read in school, namely like middle school, that I never read, that are still on my mind because I'm sure they were phenomenal books. I just wasn't interested at the time. Like literally back then, all I cared about was Sims, Persona 4, and Bratz dolls. Like I did not care about Animal Farm. I did not care about Huckleberry Finn, but that will be a video later on where I read every book that I was supposed to read that I didn't read in school, and I will be reviewing them. That's neither here nor there. The good part about having a digital library, it goes without saying, everything is on your phone. If the books are on your phone, then you're going to be more inclined to read because it's all right there. The key is to get off of TikTok and YouTube and whatever other app. Maybe have the Libby or Books app on its own page so you don't have other things surrounding it to get distracted by. I almost convinced myself, oh, just buy a book, just get a Kindle, just have something else that you can physically hold that you only use for reading. But to just dip my toe in the water when I haven't read in so long, I think the smarter choice is to do something that's free, that's readily available to me, that's simple, that I already know how to work, I already know how to use, it's already charged, I don't have to worry about extra cords and whatever else. I'm not really the type to carry a physical book with me going somewhere, and I know that about myself because if I mess up the book cover in any way, I'm gonna be very irritated with myself. So it's just better if I have it all in my phone where I can have everything else. I'm on a train, on a plane, wherever, I can just have my reading materials with me, and I have no excuse to not read if I don't have service or I get bored or whatever the case is. My goal is to read 30 books this year, I'll say, which is a lot for me, but 30 books this year. I'm not going to limit myself in terms of what the topic can be about. I may get a little wild and outlandish, spicy, if you will, with some of these books, as a lot of people get with their book choices. At least I know I'm actually reading. The goal is not only 30 books, but to actually like start documenting what I felt about it, not on Goodreads, but maybe like Storygraph, because I do have both. Documenting what I felt, if it brought up any new inspiration or ideas for me to write my own material at all, and yeah, just what I would rate it. I know for me, I kind of stopped reading when I felt like I could only read super serious, critically acclaimed books that were exceedingly long and I just don't have the attention span for, and it can be really discouraging when you feel like the only way you can read is if other people think what you're reading is cool. You don't have to live in those shackles. Like, I'm not about to read something I don't want to read. Besides the video idea I just discussed previously, the best way to get a goal done is to do it your way, as is kind of like the theme of my channel, is like, do the thing, do it your way, do it how you like it, because at the end of the day gotta end, and my day is gonna end with me stress-free and happy. And the best way to get there is to actually do things that I want to do, read things that I want to read, wear things that I want to wear, and live my life the way I see fit. And I encourage everybody to do the same all the time. It's actually attainable now that I am holding myself accountable with video, and I just think it's a cool idea to kind of start up community around your different hobbies and likes and interests. And it can be done through things like TikTok and Instagram. It's just TikTok may be no longer with us in a few weeks, and I've just hated Instagram for the last however many years. Here we are. So I plan to come back in maybe like 2 weeks to talk about what I've read, if I've read anything, if I've completed any books, giving it a rating, and seeing how far I actually get with this goal. It'll be really interesting to watch this back in December and see how many books I actually got to, if I found any other like-minded individuals who like writing and reading and have struggled to kind of have the attention span to actually complete a book. And if I do expose what I'm reading, please, let's keep the judgment to a minimum. We got to entertain the brain in some way. Let me know down below what the last book you read was, if you have any book recommendations, especially if it's fiction, because I tend to read a lot of non-fiction, which I'm trying to get out of that. I feel like I need to bring more imagination into my mind, and I need to read more fiction, so that's kind of what I'm going for. But I still will take nonfiction. Leave some suggestions down below. Let's talk about some books, let's talk about some good reads, let's talk about where you're buying books from, just getting them online some way other than the library, if you understand what I'm saying. I'm not gonna leave that in, probably. Yeah, let's discuss, let's have a little book chat. I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening to me ramble once again. I hope you have an amazing day and read something absolutely amazing. I love you so much. Bye.